dnešním dílu pořadu Svět okem Raptora se podíváme, jak Čína dává najevo své odhodlání podporovat silné investiční prostředí a kvalitní rozvoj. Dominique de Villepin, bývalý francouzský premiér, hovoří v exkluzivním rozhovoru o možných důsledcích protekcionistické světové ekonomiky. Čína pracuje na vlastní rezoluci o umělé inteligenci a klade důraz na budování kapacit, zejména pro rozvojové země, řekl Fu Cong. Dokud bude Čína řízena tak, jak je řízena dnes, do války nepůjde, říká islandský synolog. S rozšiřováním bezvízového styku přijíždí do Číny stále více turistů, aby si prohlédli zajímavosti země. Cla EU na čínské elektromobily ukazují slabost a vytvářejí zátěž, říká maďarský ministr. Čína dává najevo své odhodlání podporovat silné investiční prostředí a kvalitní rozvoj. Vzhledem k tomu, že se v červenci uskuteční třetí plenární zasedání 20. ústředního výboru komunistické strany Číny, známé jako třetí plénum, zahraniční podniky v Číně s napětím očekávají vývoj, aby zjistili, jak se bude dále měnit čínská ekonomika.
On the third plan, what are you looking at?
Well, in general, the broader economic goals are not just expressed in percentage, right? They are in terms of the quality of that growth and the sustainability of that growth, and that all comes through innovation and new technologies. And I think that's going to be a big drive here that I would expect is more drive towards innovation, more drive to investments in higher productive and higher quality type of growth. And that's good because China has over the last 40 years gone through 400 years of industrial developments in 40 years, right? So the next wave of productive, of highly innovative industries will have to come from China, and I expect that from the plan to come.
Dominique de Villepin, bývalý francouzský premiér, hovoří v exkluzivním rozhovoru s moderátorem Fu Cong o možných důsledcích protekcionistické světové ekonomiky.
For the world economy, how much can we support the idea that the whole world will go protectionist? How much this is going to have consequences, not only for our economies, the developed economies, but also for the emerging world. The global south is going to suffer a lot if all the biggest economies are going to close themselves. Protectionism is going to gain. Everyone is going to build walls just to create new influence zone. We're going to see at the end of the day a partition, a division of globalization. I don't think at the end of the day this is good for neither. The US are dependent of the world economy. They are dependent also of the Chinese economy. China needs the world economy, needs globalization. So we all need a better globalization. And I think this is something we should be able to discuss between us. How to create a fair globalization. And I believe if you think things over, a fair globalization is a globalization where the biggest actors, the developed actors, may have the same tools, the same rules, and be able to be reciprocal. Reciprocity should be the key word for the new globalization.
Na 78. zasedání valného shromáždění OSN byla přijata rezoluce navržená Čínou s cílem posílit mezinárodní spolupráci v oblasti budování kapacit pro umělou inteligenci, kterou podpořilo více než 140 zemí.
China is working on our own resolution on AI, emphasizing the capacity building, especially for the developing countries. And we are also working with first and foremost, with our friends and partners in the developing countries, but also with the Western countries, including the United States. And we do hope that they can join us in adopting by consensus again a resolution on the capacity building related to AI.
Dokud bude Čína řízena tak, jak je řízena dnes, do války nepůjde, říká islandský synolog.
As long as China is governed in the way it is governed today, it's not going to war.
Why?
Because people die. because does not serve the interest of the people to die. You have to try to provide with them. You have to solve problems peacefully. When Confucius was asked what was most important for governing, he basically, it boils down to saying it is a trust. Without a trust, if the government doesn't enjoy the trust of the people, how can you govern? Then you have nothing.
Right.
Now, the Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party is basically, it's very, you might almost say, obsessed with trust. It tries to improve their lives and it's trying to get people to trust them. And the only way to get the people to trust is to do what you say you're going to do. In Confucianism, the central element is the people. You know, trust is one central element, people are one central element, and the third one is inclusive harmoniousness. It's like we can work together, we don't have to agree.
Mezinárodní turistické skupiny, které se vyloďují ve 13 čínských přístavech, mají od 15. května výhodu bezvízového vstupu. S rozšiřováním bezvízového styku přijíždí do Číny stále více turistů, aby si prohlédli zajímavosti země.
This man who clearly loves traveling by the sea is my friend Autumn. He's currently planning his next travel destination.
Alright, Olivia, see you in China soon.
Visiting China by cruise ship is a popular trend this summer. One of the reasons is that foreign tourist groups can now enter the country without a visa if they arrive on a cruise ship.
Tourists from countries that now do not require a visa to enter China are no longer required to fill out an entry card or provide their fingerprints. Previously, if they only had a visa for one city and wished to travel to another, they were required to apply for a stay certificate. However, the new policy has either exempted or simplified these processes.
Hello, Olivia.
Hey, Autumn.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. How was your trip?
Oh, that was great. I spent 5 days on the way and I visited Malaysia, Singapore, and now it's time to visit China.
Welcome to China.
Thank you.
How long do you plan to stay in China?
Well, the maximum time I can stay here for 15 days, so I'm going to take the maximum.
Since the second half of 2023, a growing number of tourism-focused policies have been put into place, including visa-free entry and convenient payment options for foreign visitors. As tourism continues to thrive in port cities, I became intrigued by the unique experiences that these destinations could offer to tourists. So I made the decision to embark on a journey of my own to uncover the answer. My journey begins at a spot known as the Oriental Venice. It's not just about experiencing the stunning views and unique architecture, but also about enjoying a variety of fun water activities. Additionally, there are numerous food options available in the surrounding area.
I know many foreigners visiting China may struggle with the language, so today I'm going to try to order in English while I'm at a scenic spot. Hello, do you have any recommendations?
Americano is
Americano, I have one please.
ice so hot.
Ice one please.
28 yuan.
Okay, there are multiple payment methods to choose from. You can pay by cash, Visa card, or one of these e-wallets. So I overheard two people speaking Japanese here. Let's see if the tourist from Japan. Hello, excuse me? Are you a tourist from Japan?
不是，我是大连人。
哦，你是大连人，那我看你在用那个日语，然后你们在交流，你是做什么的呢？来这边？
哦，我是做旅游工作的。
I work in a travel agency, and our next group of foreign tourists will be Japanese. I am currently looking for places with people that are able to communicate with them effectively and provide a sense of home for our visitors. This year, we have seen a significant increase in foreign tourists, with the majority coming from Japan, South Korea, and Russia. The city has been actively improving its facilities to accommodate and welcome more visitors.
In addition to improving its hardware facilities, Dalian has also preserved its old traffic system, which has been in place for over 100 years.
Tourists here can experience the unique charm of this ancient tram for just yuan.
Since its operation began in 1909, the tram has been serving both citizens and tourists in Dalian. Many tourists visiting the city choose to ride the tram to experience its historical and cultural atmosphere. Today, some famous attractions can be accessed for free via the tram.
Here we've arrived at Dalian's Russian-style street. Привет!
When you're in Dalian, you'll find tons of different cultures and cool stuff to check out. It's pretty hard not to keep exploring all the amazing things the city has to offer and not splurge a little.
Dalian is making it easier for tourists to visit by improving their payment methods and overall convenience. With the goal of increasing tourism, the city is also enhancing port facilities, developing attractions, and improving services.
This summer, inbound tourism orders in Dalian have doubled compared to last year, with a 1.5 times increase in orders from 14 countries, including France, Italy, Germany, Malaysia, and Thailand, all eligible for visa-free entry into China. As more tourists visit China, we're excited to welcome additional countries to the list of visa-free destinations.
Cla EU na čínské elektromobily ukazují slabost a vytvářejí zátěž, říká maďarský ministr národního hospodářství Martin Nať v souvislosti s rozhodnutím Evropské unie zavést prozatímní cla na elektromobily dovážené z Číny uvedl, že obchodní protekcionismus je politikou, o kterou často usilují průmyslová odvětví, která se potýkají se zaostávající konkurenceschopností.
The government view is very clear. We are very against these tariffs because this is means protectionism rather than free competition. And we learned that free competition and globalization is good for the development of the economy. Any kind of wars between countries, it's a very a huge burden on the economic development. We don't like trade wars because, if somebody is impose tariffs, but it's not very natural and normal reaction on the other side to set counter actions which lead nowhere. Frankly speaking, I think that somebody wants to use tariffs, this means weakness. Technological weakness and competitiveness problems. Everybody knows that the European Union competitiveness is lag behind, losing a lot from the last years. This is true for the vehicle industry itself, to improve the competitiveness. And we also think that the electric vehicle market and the transition is the future. Hundreds of billions of euro, and it's not going to develop the economy, it's going to the financing the war questions, which is also a very big problem. In the European Union, we go back to Maastricht criteria, which means that the budget deficit in percentage of GDP is 3%. So how can we finance a transition, digital or EV or green transition without money? How can we do it? And meanwhile, we have to finance the war and the defense industry. So it is inconsistency, what I call fiscal inconsistency or incompetency. I would be more happy if the European Union would go in that way to subsidize the production, subsidize the households to buy electric cars, and then have free competition, rather than set tariffs and then say, okay, protection protect the inner market. But this is also a drag on the electric car transition, because with this, the transition won't be so fast. I cannot understand what is overcapacity. Because if there is an overcapacity, this means a bankruptcy of that kind of companies, because there is no need for this product. So if there is an overcapacity, that is disappearing in the next year. So this means there is no overcapacity. Again, if would be an overcapacity, then the market say that this kind of company cannot exist. If these Chinese companies exist, this means there is a need for this product.